Hello, hello. Welcome. My name is Roma. I am with Peaceful Warriors, Wellness Center, and I'm here to talk to you today about 6 different types of self care. So, not necessarily 6 specific things to do, but more so 6 areas to look at when considering creating your routine for self care. Um, let's just jump right into it, I guess. There's so many different things that we could be doing. But a disclaimer before we begin is that I'd like to make sure that everyone, oh, my face is covering it. Oh, move my face over here. Here we go. Things to realize when it comes to self care is that what will work for you might not work for others. What others might tell you to try, understand that that might not work for you. It might be more labor intensive. It might not give you the same kind of care that it gives them. But just be kind to yourself. And so when you're trying these different things, understand that some of these things might not work, or some of these might work for you really well, but if you try to recommend it to someone else, it might not work for them, and that's totally fine. But with that disclaimer out of the way, let's move to the next one. Type number one. Type number one is my favorite for a lot of reasons. Emotional self-care is so important, especially for people who are a little more sensitive, such as myself. I tend to be a little more of a sensitive person, but not so much that I'll just break down and cry at any moment. But I absorb, I become like a sponge for how other people are feeling, so I'll get worked up really easily if everyone else is really worked up around me. So I take a lot of time to work on my own emotional self care, probably more so than somebody else would. So let's dive into it a little bit. Hi, my cat came to say hi. Say hi. There we go. That's baby boy. Put him down. So emotional self care. Reading off of the slide, activities that help you connect, process, and reflect on a full range of emotions. So this is not just feeling sad, angry, grief, maybe guilt. This is a lot of great time for you to take a look at yourself, really sort through how you feel about things, make a plan to move on, or move through these emotions. It's a lot of time for self-improvement. So the examples that I have listed here are, for example, seeing a therapist, writing in a journal, creating something, playing music. So this is really great for people who might already be, they might already have that emotional intelligence to go see a therapist, or the ability to communicate about these feelings, or maybe have some sort of hobby already that they can put these emotions into. But this might be different for you. You might prefer to actually go to the gym. Going to the gym and being able to sit inside your mind, grind away the emotional energy that you have on the treadmill, while spending that 30 minutes on the treadmill really like sorting through your feelings. Or this could mean but talking to your friend, using them as a soundboard, see, am I really crazy for feeling this way? And having that, being told that you're valid and your emotions for some reason is such a nice release that you can just move forward through these emotions now with all right, I'm definitely allowed to feel this way, and I can move through them. This could be also watching a movie where the main character is going through a similar situation. So having some sort of ability to process these emotions and move through them can do you wonders in your daily life. So these could be in small moments throughout the day. These could be on a specific day of the week. Sunday is my favorite day of the week because I could just sit quietly and I don't have to deal with anybody. But then, it'll look different for you. This is my emotional support cat. He's a good boy. He's come to support me in this time through this presentation. Type number 2, practical self-care. Us millennials have a word for this, and this is called pretending to be an adult, or cosplaying being an adult. Because we all still have that inner kid, and, we just kind of jumped into adulthood, and sometimes putting on your adult pants and doing the adult things can be a form of self-care. There's a lot of time where you're spending working, grocery shopping, maybe taking care of your kids, taking care of your family, taking care of your friends. And so being able to take a moment and complete chores for yourself can be immensely helpful for your well-being as a whole. So, for example, there's some things eating away at you that you need to be doing, such as, I have to go to the insurance company and I need to get a new policy. Or you've had these chores that's been sitting for a while, like I really need to go through my DVD collection. This is just an example. Maybe I'll use an example of my own. I recently just moved, so sifting through all of my items has been a list of mine since before I moved. But now it's been a form of like, oh my gosh, I got that off my long-term list of like really sifting through all of my things. Or deep cleaning, or meal prep for the week. So it doesn't have to necessarily be like a long-term issue. It could be short-term, mid-term. But being able to take that time for yourself to do the thing that you need to do for you and for nobody else can be such a wonderful form of self-care, especially, hi Kat, especially for those who are very go-getter, do all the things for everybody, where, what's the word I'm looking for? If acts of service is your form of communication, like showing love to somebody, like you do things for other people a lot, you should also show that to yourself sometimes. And do things for yourself, and you'll overall thank yourself for it. Excuse my cat. Type number 3 is physical self-care. This is easier for some than others, especially if you're like you didn't really take care of your body when you were younger, or if in general your body requires a lot more maintenance than other people. This could be easier or harder for you, but it's not so much of doing a whole lot. Sometimes it's sitting still. Sometimes it's putting the right things in your body, or doing the right things at the right times. For example, if taking a walk in the morning, getting that little bit of sunshine, that fresh air is going to make you feel better, do it. If taking more sleep, like some people need more sleep than others. Some people need less sleep than others. Some people wake up at particular times better than others. For example, ideally I'd love to wake up at 11 a.m. every day. But my friend, waking up at 7:30 at night and working through the night works best for him. It just depends on you. Drinking water will always make you feel better. I know that for some people, water is not interesting enough to drink. I'm one of those people. I have to have it to be seltzer water. But like if you have a headache, your body hurts, you're just cranky, honestly, chug a glass of water and you'll notice the difference. The pain might go away, your headache will go away, because a lot of the times it's just from the fact that you're dehydrated, especially for us Floridians when the sun is so hot all the time. Or if you drink a lot of coffee, or you do a lot of physical labor, your drinking water will definitely help you out. But this also could be stretching. Like if you're a very active person, taking that time to stretch in the beginning of your day and time to stretch at the end of your day. Or this could even be you're not even doing the thing, and that this might be shameless promotion, but getting a massage, getting your body tuned up so you can proceed through life is not something to be ashamed of. Do it, or is even acupuncture, getting a foot massage, going to the spa, getting your skin done. If making your hair, get your hair done makes you feel good, do it. Those are very valid forms of self-care. So type segue, type number 4. A lot of these self-cares actually will it sort of intermingle with each other, which is really, really nice. And so we're going to start that sort of conversation here with type number 4, which is mental self-care. Let me move my face to the other side of the screen so you can read it. Your brain is this control center for everything. So making sure that your head is on straight is primo. If you work too hard all the time, if you're doing a lot that maybe you don't find to be particularly stimulating in the terms of like you do input all day, you just type in things into a computer, you copy and paste, you're going to want something that really tickles your brain, whether it's like a puzzle or a really engaging TV show, reading a book, video games. There's a lot of different ways, or even, I just lost my train of thought. There's a lot of different things, more so like hobbies or different media to ingest that really tickles the mind, or experiences, even like going to a museum and experiencing particular kinds of art or particular kinds of music is a really great way of doing mental self-care. But this also can be sort of added to, like an added bonus of the other forms of self-care. So if we go back to physical self-care, as I mentioned before, getting a massage, that's mental self-care. You're able to relax. You're able to maybe even get some things off your chest while you're talking to your therapist. You're able to sit still for 60 or 90 minutes and really slow down and be able to sort of restart that switch. Or even maybe it's letting your brain turn off for a little while you're zoning out watching TV. There could be a level of serotonin boost when you go and get your hair done, get a facial or something, go to the spa. Even in the emotional self-care, those two kind of go hand in hand. So when you go see a therapist, or say you do go see a therapist, you're able to get all of those things off your chest. And then they give you these homework assignments. They're like, all right, here's some things to look at. Here's some directions to go in. That also ties into your mental self-care. So nice. Type number 5, social self-care. My cat is knocking everything over. May move my face to the other side. There we go. Social self-care is incredible. There is something, let me backtrack. There's three kinds of people in this world. You have your introverts, your extroverts, and your ambiverts. That third one probably a lot of you have not heard of. Introverts, they recharge on their own time. There are a lot of people who, when they go out into a social setting, they're like, all right, I can hang for a couple of hours and then I need to go home and I need to relax and decompress, because that was a lot of social interaction. Extroverts get very charged up, very excited about socializing. It's just so refreshing to be able to see people and just like bounce your energies off each other. And then you have ambiverts, which is this happy little center point between introverts and extroverts, where there are times where absolutely you go out, you have a great time with a bunch of people, maybe you go to a party, and that was just so awesome. It was so nice and so refreshing. But then there's also times where, I just need to go home early. Like you never really know you never really know when you're going to be introverted or extroverted, or it can switch, and that's okay. But for some people, being able to go and spend that time with a lot of your friends, with some of your friends, or even meeting new friends, that can be incredibly great for your self-care, your mental well-being, your emotional well-being, and those affecting. So by socializing and getting that serotonin and having those great times gives you those happy brain chemicals for your body to feel good, and you're able to take that energy and do the self-care as an adult. Like, all right, I had my fun time, I feel better, I have some power, and now I can go do some chores for myself. if that makes sense. A lot of these, again, tie into each other really nicely. But that's the other thing about social self-care, especially in these times with coronavirus and all of that. Some people are much more comfortable with going out than others. Even being vaccinated, some people are more comfortable with going out than others. And there are new ways to socialize. You don't have to go out in public. You can do outdoor activities. You can get tested, like you and the people you're going to see can get tested before meeting up, which is what a lot of my friends have been doing. Or there's online, which to some is more ideal, some is not as ideal. But you have these websites like, for example, Zoom. You can do Zoom calls with your friends. You can do Facebook Live chats. Discord is incredible, especially if you have a group of friends, where my friends all meet up in the Discord at 10:30 and we're having a great time and socialize as we please, and we get that nice friendship time while still being able to stay at home and then be able to turn off the computer and go right to sleep. There's options. All the things you can do. Oxygen. Last but not least, we have type number 6, spiritual self-care. Let me move my face again. There we go. Wow, there's so much. So, spiritual self-care probably applies to some more than others. Obviously, we're very respectful of your spiritual, religious orientation, but more specifically for this kind of self-care, it's also like an ability to I have words for it. It is time for you to be with yourself, to be able to sort of like reflect, but in a slightly different manner than emotional self-care. It's more of a talking with that inner ego, or spending time with nature and connecting with nature, or connecting with your deity, whether you're Christian or there's 100 other examples, but being able to spend time in your religious community, your spiritual community, being able to meditate, find that inner peace, spend time doing yoga for some, stretching for others, being able to have that time for self-reflection and looking at your higher self to move into that higher self. I hope that makes sense. It makes sense to me, but I hope it makes sense. But this could be absolutely incredible for recharging yourself, to be able to move into doing all the other things you need to be doing or want to be doing, to help you become the person you've always wanted to be, for strictly for yourself and not for anyone else. And you can kind of see now, whereas we go through the 6 different types of self-care, how they do kind of interact with each other. And so that's where you find that balance for the self-care. You find balance in your daily life of time for self-care, the different kinds, the things that you need to be doing, work, family, home. And it's a constant battle. It's not going to always be easy to find that balance. But being able to at least be a little bit selfish for yourself and take that time for you will just... it'll be incredible. Do incredible things for you. Thank you for coming to my quote-unquote TED Talk. I hope you got something from this. Thank you for sticking around through these 20 minutes of me talking about the 6 different kinds of self-care. I'm curious, actually, as to what it looks like for you, because I know what works well for me. But obviously what works well for me doesn't work well for everyone. And I think if you're able to share in the comments below what works for you, someone else will be able to see it and give it a try and maybe change their entire life. Who knows? Thank you so much for watching. I'm Roma, and again, I'm with Peaceful Warriors Wellness Center. We are located in downtown St. Pete at 19 Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Street. And thanks for watching. Have a good day.